Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
Hello. Greetings, one and all. Welcome to the Narrative Podcast, home of original people, positivity, and reciprocity. And I'm your host, Halsey Allen. How's everyone on this great Thursday evening? Hope your week's been going well so far. Welcome all my narrators. Welcome anybody that may just now be tuning in and listening to my platform for the first time. Welcome. Glad to have you. So I am broadcasting live. My narrators already know the scenario, but I will gladly brief any new listeners on my platform, what it is I do here, and what type of content to expect while listening. So first of all, let's start at the top. The title, the Narrative Podcast. I called my podcast the Narrative Podcast because I personally believe, well, I actually know for a fact, but my belief, I just say my belief for all intents and reasons. I personally believe that the media intentionally misrepresents original people and original people culture. They intentionally weave false narratives about us as a people and our culture. They do it primarily for profit, to sell news, because when are we never not news? And then they also, have an agenda to control the minds of the masses and to keep an economically I'm choking on my words, an economically vice grip on the resources by perpetuating negative stereotypes about our people and our culture. Basically just, creating and promoting propaganda. So what I want to do with my platform is basically celebrate all our successes, showcase and highlight us at our best instead of always being depicted in such a negative light. My ultimate takeaway that I want my listeners to comprehend is how important it is to share positive content on all your media platforms. Because basically we're living in the dawn of Aquarius, this digital age. We got every information at the touch of your fingertips. With all this technology, people are still like grossly influenced by, images and sound. So basically, even still today, with all this technology, people are still grossly misinformed about our people and our culture, because all they're given is negative frames of reference. That's why I call my listening audience my narrators, because we have the capacity to change the narrative about the overall perception of our people by posting positive content. Because if you're always posting like negative content, if you're always posting gang culture, always posting drug culture, thought culture, pimp culture, whore culture, all this all this stereotypical type of stuff on your platforms. People that don't know of you or know of your culture are going to just associate you by the content that you post. So like people outside of our culture, all they're given is negative frames of reference about us. So it's not our job to educate them, it is our job to enlighten them. Educating and enlightening is two different things. So, just make them in the know. This is not us, this is all these like debaucherous lyrics and songs and all this, all these negative stereotypes on television shows, especially scripted reality television shows. That's not who we are as a people. Who we are as a people, are kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So, if you want people to perceive you as such, then you must, convey that sentiment by posting positive content. Now, that's basically what my podcast is all about. I provide positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. As a matter of fact, my tagline is the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by showing negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. So, hope I brought you pretty much up to speed. Now I know people that's newly listening, like, why do you keep saying original? What do you mean by original? Well, recently I had an epiphany about the word black, and I believe in the power of words. So just kind of out of nowhere, I looked in the dictionary and looked up the word black, and I seen all these negative example sentences, nouns, verbs, adjectives, all negative describing the word black. But besides that, I also noticed in the dictionary that it was written, people indigenous or native to Africa. That's how they started off the word black. And then they got all this negative stuff after that, like dreary, gloomy, dirty, desolate, and it just goes on and on and on. Some dictionaries even say not of God, the word black. So basically, you can tell I'm not reaching because when you look at our people as a whole, the dynamic of our people as a whole, look at, the condition we're in. In early civilizations, we did not refer to ourselves as black. This is something people that did not look like us called us. They said, you're black. We didn't call ourselves black. And now, after centuries of being called black, look at our people. Not just here in America, but abroad as well. Look at how we're perceived. Look at how we're persecuted. Look at how we're treated. But then, now I'm getting to the original part. I looked at the word original, and there's almost nothing, there is nothing negative encompassing the word original. Black, I'm gonna backtrack. Black basically, it symbolizes death, and it's also, also symbolizes the end of all things. Now, original means the beginning. Original also, it kind of infers the best. Um, so like, you know, there's almost nothing better than the original copy. You know, everything pales in comparison to the original. And so if, you know, our people was the original man and woman on this planet. We originated so much for civilization. We mother and father civilization. We originated science. We originated mathematics. We originated philosophy. We were the original chemists. We are the original botanists, herbalists, doctors, medical doctors, builders, inventors. You know, nothing trumps the original. We were the original man and the original woman. Were and are the original man and original woman on this planet. So that's why I try to refer to, you know, our people as original on my platform. Well, how I want to, you know, replace the word black with original as often as possible. Now, I'm not going to be asinine with it. If I'm reading an article and it says black in the article, I'm not going to say original man and original, you know, woman when the article clearly says black. But I'm going to try to infer the word original in reference to our people and our culture as often as possible. So I hope it's all cleared up for you, what my platform is about, what I'm trying to do on it, and what I'm trying to inspire and spark. So I'm trying to spark the revolution of sharing positive content and, you know, basically my platform is dedicated to edifying and uplifting our people. I don't drag people. I don't talk about people. I don't slander people. We get enough of that. I want to encourage positivity on my platform. But now what I will do if one of us is doing something that got us all looking and sounding crazy, somebody who has a polarizing platform and they're just, you know, acting a damn fool, I will call said person out, you know, their behavior. But other than that, it's all positivity on the Narrative Podcast. All right. So this is a live edition of the Narrative Podcast. And what I do here on my live editions, it's a random live edition. I never know what days I'm going to go live. But what I like to do, again, keeping in stride with my overall theme, providing positive frames of reference. I share positive articles and with the intention of, you know, inspiring you to share positive things on your timelines about our people and our culture. The purpose of me sharing the articles is basically to provide a positive frame of reference. The types of articles that I try to share are, you know, stories of redemption, stories of leadership, original people family structure, you know, us, you know, inventing things, creatively solving our differences, just basically impacting civilization in a positive way instead of a negative way that we're always being portrayed by the media, you know, instead of like fighting amongst each other, you know, sitting at a table with automatic weapons and a pile of drugs and money, stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to, you know, negate and destroy. And what I'm trying to push and promote, you know, is, you know, critical thinking, wellness, well-being, positivity, you know, and just progression and growth, you know, just everything that is us. That's what I want to showcase and highlight on my platform. So I hope I've cleared it up, made it perfectly clear. So I'm going to dive into the content, and after I'm done sharing the articles, I'm going to break down my format for a normal broadcasting day, and then deliver some commentary on a current event, and then leave you to enjoy your weekend. Or excuse me, it's not the weekend yet, but leave you to enjoy the rest of the day, evening. You know what I mean? We live, baby. We live. Been a long day. Hasn't been a bad day, but it's sure been a long one. So here we go. Diving right into the content. I just got three that stood out. I usually try to do anywhere from 4 to 6, but I got three solid positive articles to share with you today. So I also, if you didn't know, I try to keep my podcast very brief. The reason is I want the content to resonate with you, and I want to prevent myself from just droning on and talking in circles. Because, like I said, I want the content to resonate with you, and tell a friend to tell a friend, and inspire and motivate. So, first article, headline reads, 90-year-old black woman, see, I told you, if it's in the article, I'm going to say black. 90-year-old black woman from Michigan has a 5th degree black belt. And the sister's name is Thelma Jones. She's a 90-year-old black woman from South Ward, Michigan. She recently earned her 5th degree black belt in Isunya karate. In karate, some type of form of karate. I'm not familiar with that word. I've never heard about that particular fighting discipline, but it's spelled Isshinyu. But she's been participating in the discipline for 50 years. Her instructor is a 77-year-old Grand Master by the name of Willie Adams, who is a 10th degree black belt. So we're going to give a warm narrative podcast round of applause for Mrs. Thelma Jones and her accomplishment. It's never too late. This story is indicative of it's never too late. All right, keeping it rocking, keeping it knocking. On to the next article. Headline reads, Black chef makes history, triples orders of all natural soul food seasoning mix from 3,000 to 10,000 bottles. His brand is going national in 23. The brother's name is Darren Campe from Charleston, South Carolina. Or Campbell, excuse me. Can't read my own handwriting sometimes. From South Carolina. He's the founder and CEO of Palmetto Blend. He gets his inspiration. He got his inspiration from watching his grandmother cook dinners, church dinners, growing up for fundraising and how they be selling dinners in the church. But his background is Geechee, and so that's his unique seasoning blend. It's all Geechee inspired seasonings. So you definitely check that his soul food brand out, his soul food seasoning brand out, and support that. And it's Palmetto seasoning, Meadow, Palmetto blend seasoning. So definitely check your local grocer, hit it up online, try to support that brother. We got to support our own. So we're going to give him a warm narrative podcast round of applause. And my very last article that I'll be sharing this evening is about an athlete with some, unique obstacles to overcome. So the headline reads, Black athlete, the fastest on hands, just broke more records. And the brother's name is Zion Clark. He was born without legs. In February 2021, he set the world's fastest, man on hands record in the Guinness Book of World Records. He walked 20 meters on his hands in just 4.78 seconds. And so then he went to his social media account, like Instagram, I think, and said, I just did it again, something to the effect that I just did it again. He self-proclaims he calls himself the man with no excuses. So he first refers to himself as the man with no excuses, and that's definitely something inspirational to all of us, a guy with no hands setting a land speed record. So, that's definitely something to be inspired from, to pull inspiration from his story. And we're going to clap it up for Brother Zion and his accomplishment. Yes. Told you super light bite tonight. I really try to keep my lives as brief as possible. My normal broadcasting day, I never try to exceed 1 hour. I just deliver the content. I got my podcast broken up into sections. Each section has a speaking point, and I go over the format right now with you. So, first of all, I broadcast every single weekend. That's my normal full broadcast day. I've been doing this for a little over a year now. Basically, I started like right around the pocket of the quarantine, and like everybody was doing it. And then when we came out of it, people stopped, but I kept on going, and I'm still, building momentum. My platform's still growing. I'm still getting like all kinds of opportunities. I haven't transitioned into video yet, but this audio podcast been being good to a brother. So, sometimes tragedy brings opportunity. But anyway, let me brief you on and take you through a walkthrough on what type of content to expect from a full broadcast day of the Narrative Podcast. So like I said, I got my podcast broken down into sections. So first section is my promotional section. And in this section, what I'm doing is giving original people who own and operate their own business, or like has a product or a service that they need promoted, the opportunity to hit me up and get some free promotion for said, business, product or service. And my ideology behind doing that is basically to do my part in aiding, the circulation of the original people dollar and the original people community. It's with my anticipation that, I'll attract people that actually, do something for the community that they're rooted in, such as hire their own, such as, have their own nonprofit organization or pay into a nonprofit organization, or, provide their community, or whatever goods and services, like if they're a food vendor, like, donate food to the less fortunate, help the elderly, help our children, have some type of outreach program or a vocational training program, something to that effect. That's the type of people I'm really wanting to attract, to do the promotion. And then another thing, so I'm not charging money. It's absolutely 110% free. So you're getting something, and then I'm getting something as well. I'm getting another, notch under my belt, getting the opportunity to do some underwriting. So I can add some underwriting to my repertoire. Okay, so after the promotional section, I'm not going to tell you how to get the free promotion on here. What you can do is just hit up what episode I think I'm on one. This marks 164, I believe. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, I think it's episode 163, I believe, to get the full details on how to get the free promotion. Go hit that up. Or any of them, because it's like I got full episode, then live, full, live, full, live. So anyway, but yeah, I think that was my last full episode. It's episode 162 or 163. I'm not sure, but definitely just go through my episode log and get the details there. So on my second section is the promotional or contest section. And that section, what I'm doing is, running a contest exclusively for my podcast. I call it the Chew on This contest because the prize is a bulk supply of your favorite snack. Just by participating in the topic. So the topic is share your most recent shopping while black experience. And so when you send me your most recent shopping while black experience, I will give you a bulk supply of your favorite snack. So to enter that contest, also see my episode log to get the full details on how to enter the Chew on This contest. I'm not going into diving deep into the details on how to do it because, again, like I said, I try to make my each episode time sensitive to keep me from droning on. I just try to be as brief and to the point as possible. So, it'll be a nice, I want my content to resonate and have a nice cohesive feel to it. So I'm just not randomly all over the place, jumping from topic to topic without finishing a complete thought. Now on to my next section. Is actually the actual start of my podcast is the highlight section. In the highlight section, what I'm doing is highlighting uh, businesses owned and operated by original people. And the purpose of me highlighting the businesses is to encourage you to patronize people that do for the community. So by helping their business, you're actually helping yourselves, because the type of people I highlight actually give back to the community. They hire their own. Many of them are family owned and operated businesses. So, that's an example of generational wealth. Also, they either have their own nonprofit organizations or pay into one. Another reason why I do the highlight section is to, break the negative stereotype about us not being able or wanting to do for self. The people I highlight in the highlight section are just like regular schmegular people. They didn't have, an extensive amount of training. They didn't have an ample amount of money to start their business, to kickstart their business. Many instances, they didn't have any experience in whatever they're selling. They just basically stepped out on faith and found a way to make it work and just dominated the field that they're currently in. And so that's what I want to, convey, that it's not impossible, because like I said, the media just keeps on giving us all these negative frames of reference. Because if you ask any, gangbanger, or if you talk to any gangbanger or drug dealer, why are you doing this? The most common answer is, that's all I know. That's all they know, is that they don't have any positive frames of reference. They didn't see people in their family going to college, graduating. They didn't see, people owning their own businesses legally, not selling nothing on the side, just got a legit business. So that's my purpose in that section, is to provide the positive frame of reference and let it be known that it's not impossible. The people featured in my highlight section found a way to, beat the odds. They overcame adversity and, found a way to make it work. And then also, like I said, they pay into the community that they're rooted in. They either, pay into a nonprofit organization, or they have their own nonprofit organization. They hire their own. They, do some type of philanthropy, give back to the community into some type of small capacity. Help our children, help the less fortunate, elderly, etc., etc. And so also what I try to do in that section, I try to, lay it out, their entire journey, like how they started, how they acquired the funds, their first obstacle that they had to overcome starting the business, like how many times did they fail before they got it off the ground, what inspired them to even start the business, where they get their inspiration from, like if it's a name, what does it mean, what's that symbolize, what year did they start the business. I try to be as specific as possible, but in many cases, the information and the data is just not there, and if it's not there, then I can't share it. But and the last thing is, the businesses that I highlight, they line up with my theme, and my current theme is the season of winter. Specifically, what this week it'll be, Christmas, as we're nearing the last shopping days for it. Now, I already did a spiel on Christmas and why we shouldn't be celebrating at all, but I'm not trying to crap in nobody's cornflakes. If you celebrate Christmas, that's your business, but if you're going to celebrate and buy stuff, buy from our own. That's all. So after the highlight section, I transition into the spotlight section. And the spotlight section is just a section where I'm giving a prominent figure in our community, specifically in the entertainment industry. They're just dues, they're roses for, outstanding achievement, doing philanthropy, doing the work, using their platform to speak on our cause unapologetically, or just the way they carry and conduct themselves. So, there might just be a good visual representation of us, just something positive to look at. So yeah, that's basically a section where I'm giving the athlete, actor, actress, public figure, comedian, recording artist, their roses, why they're here for, all the outstanding work that they do. And to my credit, I started the wave for spotlighting me, Halsey Allen, on the Narrative Podcast, because before I added the spotlight section to my podcast, nobody was highlighting anybody or spotlighting anybody on the internet, on the YouTube, on the whatever. But now, pull out your device, log in, and then now everybody got a spotlight section. They're spotlighting this, they're spotlighting that. But nobody was spotlighting anybody until I added the spotlight section to my podcast. And I'm not mad. I'm actually flattered because that lets me know that people are listening to my podcast and that I'm impacting our culture. Because the ultimate thing I'm trying to do is create the healthy habit of us being nice to us. Like we've been programmed and conditioned, and it's been ingrained into us to look at ourselves the way the oppressor looks at us. Because if you notice, we're always snapping on each other online, going back and forth in the shade room, comment sections, kicking dirt, gossiping, and dragging each other through the mud when we don't have to do all that. Like I said, we kings and queens, we gods and we goddesses. We entering a hole, we getting all the way outside of our character for this bag. So I just want to inspire, just, say something nice, give people their just dues, and, celebrate their accomplishments and their achievements and be happy for one another instead of always dogging each other out and dragging each other through the mud and saying nasty, mean things about us, whether it's true or not true. We don't have to air our dirty laundry online. All right, so after the spotlight section, I transition into the health and wellness section. In the health and wellness section, what I do is, I'm promoting total body wellness. I'm giving, tips about, total body wellness, like how to stay healthy, active, and fit, how to pursue the healthy, active, fit lifestyle. And the reason why I feel I needed to do that, we are the most targeted group on the planet. Like they're really just putting harmful things in the air, the food, the water, and other things we consume as consumers. The byproducts, like in our laundry detergent, toiletries, shampoo, just things that deteriorate your health. But us especially, they're these, like the evil powers that be, is content on erasing us from the planet. So we gotta basically stay armored up. That section, that's what that section is devoted to. I'm giving health and wellness tips on, how to stay healthy, put clean things in your body, clean things in your mind, and, just be prospering out here because health is wealth. So, the types of things you can expect in that section is the health benefits of, a fruit, a vegetable, an herb or roots, an elixir. If we're talking about things you ingest to stay healthy, um, physical exercises that you can maintain your, virility and all over physical health. They keep nice and keep your body nice and fortified. Um, or mental things like such as mindful breathing, meditation. Just to stay, just to be calm and breathe and create clarity. Because, like I said, the way they got this media, they just bombard us with all this negativity, and it resides in the subconscious, wreaks havoc on our psyche, and then that in turn, weakens your immune system. So it's already stressful enough being an original man and original woman in today's world with all the obstacles that we have to overcome. And in addition to that, they're putting stuff in our food, water, air, and everything else. So we just basically got to stay armored up out here so we can really truly live our best lives. That's, what I'm trying to accomplish in that section. After the health and wellness section, I transition into the speaking point of the day. The speaking point of the day deals with current issues in the media, current news usually, something trending, a trending topic, something that directly or indirectly affects us as a people. Because, in that section, what I'm basically trying to do is control the narrative because the media has us looking and sounding crazy. So basically, if it's, current news, I'm unpacking it from our perspective. I'm telling our story on our terms and conditions. So basically, I'm giving, our perspective on, current events. And in the occasion, I don't have anything to, talk about any world news I feel is poignant or relevant to us. I might just, belt out, an observation about our people, something we need to work on or something we do that I noticed. And I definitely include myself in that equation because I am an original man too. So, if I'm saying us and we need to work on it, I mean me too, because I'm guilty of it too, whatever it is. And then, that'd be that for the speaking point of the day. And then I close out with my final thought of the day. And my final thought is just like a gem, a pearl of wisdom, something inspirational, something motivational, just something to inspire critical thinking or, put something on your mind, something to really just think about, be like, I never thought about it like that. Or, I might just speak to your soul in that section and touch you from like a long way away, like, wow, he said that. That's what I'm trying to do in that section. And bam, there you have it, the complete format of the Narrative Podcast. And then after that, I plug whatever I got going on, and then in the segment. So, that's the full narrative podcast experience, and I really hope you join me this weekend to experience it. I know many people have because I'm like 164 episodes in, so somebody's listening. So, yeah, that's the narrative podcast experience in a whole, in a nutshell. So now, like I said, I'm going to dive into some commentary and then plug what I got going on and leave you to enjoy your evening. All right, so over the weekend, actor comedian Mark Curry had a little run-in with some pretty unfriendly hotel employees. Basically, he was rousted, he was profiled. You know, it's the age-old, where your papers at, boy? You know, modern day, here we are in 22, finna go into 23, and he's a celebrity. He is a celebrity. He's not a D-lister. Like, he's well known. He's a stand-up comedian. Had a hit TV show, Hang with Mr. Cooper. Is streaming on all networks right now. He's known. You know him. You know, he got the facial recognition. You can't know that guy when you see him. He's like 6'2", 6'3", you know. So he's in the hotel, minding his own darn business, like had a beverage in the lounge area, and then he finished his beverage. It didn't say if it was alcoholic beverage or non-alcoholic beverage, but it shouldn't matter anyway. He's grown. If he wanted to indulge in some alcohol, he can. He's well over 50 years old, so he's like 54, 55, something like that, like coming close up on 60. But yeah. So let me see, where was this place at? It was in Colorado. And yeah, they are something else there anyway, racially speaking. Where was the place called? It was called the Mining Exchange. So, yeah, he was in the lobby. He basically took the social media and recorded the entire event as it happened. So, like, he's in the hotel lobby, just chilling, like I said, minding his own business, not messing with nobody, not being boisterous, just sitting there quietly. And then he gets approached by an employee. He asks, you know, where's your ID? Like, I don't know what part of the game is that. You don't run up on just random people asking them, or no, he asked them, are you a guest in the hotel? Now, you know, vagrancy is a common thing, but a vagrant is not like want to just sit up in the lobby. And then even if it was an instance where, you know, like things happen, like people miss their flights, maybe they're in the lobby waiting on a ride, anything, you know what I mean? Just take the race car off the table. It could be anything. It could be like, I'm waiting on a ride. I'm checking out, waiting on my ride. You know what I mean? You gonna sit up there and mess with somebody like you ain't got nothing else better to do? It's a hotel. You can be walking around cleaning something. But instead, you're up in somebody's face asking them, are they a guest in the hotel? Like, who are you to say that? You're not a manager, not a GM. The guy's not threatening nobody, sitting down in the lobby, minding his own business. And then you come over there with this authoritative stance. Like, I mean, it's not, I was about to say mind-boggling, but it's not mind-boggling. It's just human nature. That's another thing I talk profusely on my platform, true nature. I always talk about our true nature as a people, and I always talk about the opposition's true nature, why they, oppose us so much or attempt to oppose us so much. I don't even like calling them dominant society or, oppressor, because they ain't oppressing nothing. Like everything they throw at us, we just take and overcome it. So I don't really like saying oppressor. But I think a more appropriate title is the powers that be. So like the powers that be, try to insurrect some type of authoritative stance. They always want to just have authority and take dominion over something. Like, you don't own the hotel, you're an employee, just relax. You trying to sit up there and get accolades, what? You trying to think you're going to get promoted or something? And, like I said, the brother is well recognized. He's not a bum, so he, for the second portion of the tape or the feed, he was on Instagram, I think, Instagram Live. He was actually in his hotel room. That's how it even started. He was in his room, and then he went out to the lobby. He was showing how nice, he was giving the hotel free promotion on his Instagram. He was showing how nice the hotel was before the altercation. And so, they released a statement saying they deeply regret the incident and plan to reinvest in some training, and begging him for begging him for their, what I'm trying to say. I keep on getting tongue tied. They're begging him to forgive them, basically, and said, next time you're in town, your room's going to be fully comped, and anything you want, anything on the house for free, come back, our bad, basically. And it's sad because a case like this, not like I'm a legal beagle or nothing, there ain't really nothing in it as far as suing them. I don't think too many lawyers are going to take it, because he'll spend more money suing them that he can get from them. There's no money in a civil suit for something like that. He's a celebrity. If he wasn't a celebrity, if he was just like a regular smuggler, brother or sister working a 9-to-5 gig, then he could probably be like, all right, justice is served. But he's a celebrity. He goes all over the world. He's been, touching on 6 figures for quite a while. There ain't really nothing in it to sue them. I mean, even if you want to sue them on principle, it ain't. Because the average lawyer says it's just a waste of time to pursue a suit like that. Because they're not going to get millions. But they did basically publicly humiliate and shame him. You don't have to show them your ID if you're there, and then you're on camera. If you're already a guest, you're already on camera. They got you on camera checking in. All you had to do is just go up to the to the check-in and ask, hey, who's that guy? That's all they had to do. You don't have to tell them what room you're in, nothing. If you're sitting in the lobby, like, you don't have to tell them nothing. Like, if you're not, especially if you're not bothering nobody. I can see if he was being drunk and loud and messing with people. But he wasn't. He was just quietly sitting in the lobby, absorbing the ambiance, minding his own darn business. But anyway, it's the same crap, different toilet. This is why we always need to patronize our own. I'm not sure if there are any original people owned and operated hotels in Colorado. I guess you can go Google it and see if there are in the area. But before anybody says that, you got to remember, he's an entertainer. So 9 times out of 10, he was there, like, on doing comedy gigs, doing on his comedy thing, and in that instance, they don't book their own hotels. Their road manager or whoever they got managing his brand books him for a hotel. They don't expect to be met with racism when they get there. But we definitely always, just a nod that we always need to support our own just for that. Because even in this day and era, there is so many of these people that don't look like us, that don't want us around them, don't want us patronizing them or anything. So, it's that age-old thing. It's never going to go away. This is also another reason why we need reparations, so we can have our own, start rebuilding our own, and be around our own people in a atmosphere that's comfortable and conducive to us, so we don't have to just be on our guard, looking over our shoulder. Like, it's crazy, man. He's a celebrity, and that's how y'all do. Like, you should go out of your way to make sure he's good, because that's free publicity for your hotel. If he likes it, he might mess around. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is nice. You should come to mining exchange here in beautiful Colorado. I like this. But nah, what did y'all do? Y'all treated him like a nigga. But, it was what it was, and it is what it is. Take it in. Well, that's my time for this evening. Thanks, everyone, for listening. I already walked you through a full broadcast today of the Narrative Podcast. I broadcast every single weekend. I hope you join me this weekend for another full episode. To help my platform keep growing, please download this episode and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. I also have a personal poetry blog called Halsey's Poetry Corner. The email address or the link is www.mrhalseysblogs.com. It's called Halsey's Poetry Corner. You can also support that, and the way you support that is click on the link and then share the link on any one of your social media platforms, your Facebook, your YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever you have. Share your, Halsey's Poetry Corner poem. And speaking of poems, I have just recently written a book of poetry titled The Black Card. And you can go pick up your copy at the Poetizer library or Poetizer bookstore right now. go to the Poetizer bookstore and purchase the black card. If you don't, I'm going to track you down and revoke your black card. How about that? Alrighty, right. So please join me this weekend for another full episode of the Narrative Podcast. And then speaking of the Narrative Podcast, I'm broadcasting live. So I never know what days that I'm going to go live. So in order not to miss me when I go live, you probably want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just a viewer channel, Halsey Allen on YouTube. And hit your notification bell. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss me when I'm live. Because on this platform, when I'm live, it transmits directly to my YouTube. And it also transmits directly to my Twitter when I'm live. It's like LinkedIn to my YouTube and my Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out how to get into my Instagram, but I don't know. I'll let you know when I know. But you can hit me up on Twitter too, Halsey Allen on Twitter, to avoid missing me for a live episode of the Narrative Podcast. So I think I told you everything I got going on. Again, thanks for listening. Sending you love, light, healing energy. Catch me this weekend for another full episode of the Narrative Podcast. Remember to download this episode and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast to help keep my platform growing. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off. And it's like that.
Set your place on fire. Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, get a little bit of gasoline. Put a little bit of shit, put a
To the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.